Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, we got some issues with a cruise ship that's landing today in Cruiseport because she's got some technical issues and she's going to arrive late, and it's also going to affect the next cruise. We'll see what's happening with that. We have a new tax that's coming in 2026 to all cruise ships going to Mexico. Not just cruise ships. Your holiday, your all-inclusive could also be hit by this. I'll explain more about that, which is causing the cruise line to actually rethink going to Mexico at all. Today's video is brought to you by Private Internet Access. Nothing frustrates me more than when I'm in a foreign country and I go to see, oh, something's happening on YouTube or something's happening in the news, and I go to click on it and I get that, oh, not available in this country because I'm in a foreign country. Well, all I have to do is click on my VPN, choose Canada, and bam, according to the internet, I'm back in Canada and I can now watch those shows or see that news broadcast, etc. with no problems. That's a big reason to have a VPN. Of course, the biggest reason to have a VPN is that it hides your IP address from those people looking to steal your information, get into your bank accounts, find out where you live, where your email addresses are, all that kind of thing, passwords. That's why you should always have a VPN running. It hides that IP address and it makes it really hard for scammers and people looking to get your information to find you. And that's why you should always be running a VPN, whether you're at home or traveling. It also helps to watch TV when you're in a foreign country or YouTube. Now, I chose Private Internet Access. Now, why did I choose them? Well, for one thing, they have unlimited devices. That's right, I can do my iPad, my iPhone, my cell phone, my computer, my laptop. I can put them all down under the exact same plan at no extra cost. Not only that, they have a no log policy, which means they're not storing my information, which is exactly what I want in my VPN. So why not follow my link down below and get up to 83% off plus 4 months free. Thanks again to Private Internet Access for sponsoring this video. Mexico right now has just passed in government a new tax on visitors. Not just specifically cruise line visitors, but for the first time they've included cruise lines in this type of tax at a $42 a head new tax starting in 2026. And that's per person. So if you're a family of 4, and you go to Mexico, you're going to have to pay 4 times each time you stop in Mexico. And that's each time. So a typical sailing along Mexico, you might stop in Cozumel, you might stop in Costa Maya. Well, if you do that, a family of 4's new cost right off the bat without anything else going up is going to be $336 more instantly just to go to those cruise ports. Not only that, the reason they're now including cruise ships is there is currently a tax of $33 per person when you go to Mexico. However, if you're staying less than 7 days, that fee does not apply. The new fee applies day 1. So even a 3-day getaway up in the Cabo San Lucas or anything like that, people flying into Cancun for a 4-day, 5-day is now going to be part of this tax as well, and especially the cruise ships. Last year, they had over 10 million cruise passengers visit from cruise ships. So you can imagine that's $420 million instantly. And some of the troubling news for a lot of people is it's not really going to the infrastructure of Mexico to help the ports or help the, build up the economy. 2/3 of this new tax is going directly to the Mexican military, which a lot of people have started to say, why are we funding the military in our vacations? But they can do what they want. It's their government. They can make these taxes go anywhere they want. They could put them, on new buildings for the government if they wanted to. It's government. They can do whatever they want. Now, cruise lines have already sent in letters. We're talking the big cruise lines, Carnival Corporation, Royal Caribbean Corporation, Norwegian Corporation, MSC. They've all sent in and said, rethink this and everything, because if you don't, we may start rethinking not only our destinations, like not only stopping now, instead of going to Cozumel and Costa Maya, maybe now we don't go there. We go someplace else instead for one of those stops, if not both. Not only that, places like Royal Caribbean, who are currently looking at building a brand new infrastructure, kind of private island resort area in Mexico, in Cozumel, are rethinking that investment as well. Yeah, that's a lot of money being invested right now in Mexico that they say we might not be doing that anymore. And it's every cruise line saying that. So we'll have to see if they rescind this, if they make it exempt for cruise ship passengers, or if they're gung-ho to go into it. And a lot of people are saying, why now? Why are they doing this right now? Remember, next year, coming up soon, the agreement, the free trade agreement and everything between United States, Canada, and Mexico is up for renegotiation. And so a lot of people are also saying that this might be just one of those things they're throwing out there, so when they go into negotiations, they have some bartering chips to bargain with. Nothing makes people angrier than having to pay more money for their vacations that they think that they're not needing to pay, right? Tax is something no one wants to pay anywhere, and they're thinking this might just be, a little bit of a bargaining chip, but we'll have to wait and see. Cruise lines are taking this very seriously when they're talking about pulling out of big investment islands and stuff like that. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with that in the future, but that's not a very good thing happening. Next, let's talk about the Carnival Liberty, which is expected back in New Orleans today. However, she had a little bit of an issue. She had to turn around and come back to Key West during this 7-day voyage because of a critically injured passenger who needed medical attention. And then once it's done that and it's on its way back to New Orleans, well, unfortunately, it developed propulsion issues that the engineers are currently working on to resolve those issues, but she has to go at a much slower speed right now. So instead of arriving, 5 a.m. in the morning and being able to disembark passengers starting at 7 o'clock, they are now expected to arrive sometime this afternoon back in New Orleans. And the next sailing now will, of course, not be leaving by 5 p.m. If they don't get there till 2, there's no way they're getting every passenger off and on by 5 o'clock. So that'll be a much later departure for this cruise ship, which also brings into question, what if they can't get the propulsion issues fixed? How much will it affect the next cruise? The next cruise is a 14-day Panama Canal cruise, stopping in the ABC Islands, Cartagena, places like that. Well, who knows? It depends on how serious these issues are. We haven't heard an update yet from Carnival, but we'll be keeping our eyes open to see what happens on this. If you're on that ship today, I hope it sails for one, and I hope it's repaired and you get to do your Panama Canal cruise. But I also would think that if they can't get it resolved today, it's going to greatly affect a 14-day Panama Canal cruise. They may not even let the ship through Panama Canal if it cannot operate at full capacity. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with this. And it's just really bad timing for all those getting on that sometimes bucket list cruise of the Panama Canal. Let me know in the comments down below. Do you think this is just a negotiating tactic by Mexico, or do you think, no, they need more tax money and this is an easy way to do it? Every place in the world is trying to tax cruise ships right now. They're doing it. Every destination are raising all their fees. Why not Mexico? Well, we'll find out. Let me know in the comments down below. And until next time, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel blogs from around the world? hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.